welcome back everyone. Got another bike seat here. If you guys go back and look into the ones, the one that had the belt down the middle, we're going to kind of do the same thing here on this one. This is for, we done the one with the orange diamond pattern and that real nice orange motorcycle, the guy from the tent shop. This is his wife's seat. We're going to do the same thing. It's going to be like in a blue. I got some blue there to match her bike, but I'll show you all the bike and stuff after we're done. We're going to go ahead and first start out. Oh, one other thing. So her seat, it's kind of low here, so when she hits the throttle, she kind of slides back on it. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little foam to the back of it here and build it up just a little bit. We'll glue it and then we'll form it in and stuff, and just to give her a little bit more of a, you know, a wall right there. So yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, and I think that'll help her from sliding off. First thing we're going to do here is, I got the steamer ready. We're going to go ahead and steam some of these little, we're going to reuse the bottoms here, the part that goes to the, you know, that staples underneath. Ain't no sense in trying to remake all that, because that'll remain the same. So we'll use these as patterns. I got to reglue this top on this table. This steam just takes it right up. I used a real cheap glue on it, a spray can glue, when I should have used, I don't think I had any at the time, some of the stuff I use on the upholstery. So we'll just quickly do these little ones here. And then we'll get the foam glued on. I'll probably go ahead and glue it off camera. I mean, we'll see. And then the grinding part, you guys have seen that several times in my other videos when I did the old school bucket seats and a couple of the golf cart seat. We had to build it around and add some foam. Same thing, but I might show you a little bit of it just so we're not wasting a bunch of time on that. These are actually the sides. We don't need those. I may use those. I'm gonna straighten them out just in case. I may just have to add a little bit to them, because once we build the back up, it's gonna change the pattern. But we'll go ahead and steam these just in case. That way it'll give us some kind of a start to it, you know what I mean? One other thing here real quick, I want to give a shout out to a new subscriber there. I hope he don't care that I use his name, but his name is Bud. He just, some of the things that he said there in the comment, he was, you know, he's trying to do kind of some of this type of stuff for his family and stuff, and he really enjoyed the channel. And so, you know, that right there gives me drive to do this, you guys. When you guys, you know, give me little comments like that I see that you're picking up, learning from it, enjoying it, it just gives me the drive to do this. So I want to give him a big shout out. Thank you for coming to the channel, and hopefully you stick with us for a long time. You know, if you guys are wanting to see certain things that I'm not doing on there, that, you know, you got a little idea of something or I'm not showing it, jot it down there. And I'll do the best that I can to try to show you guys what I'm doing there and help you guys out. All right, so what we'll do, like I said, this one here is not going to be anymore because we're doing the belt thing. So that's kind of out of the question. Not unless I take it, and let me think about this, because this will remain the same. We could just split this and use both sides of a pattern. This will stay the same. This will probably stay. Let me steam all these just in case. I'll regret it later, because it takes a little while for this steamer to get going, this industrial steamer. But when it gets going, buddy, it does not play. You could use, for you guys just you don't need one like this. You can go to like Walmart and buy one of those little shark steamers. I used them for a long time. Those will work okay. And also, I wanted to say something about the sewing machines. You don't need an industrial sewing machine to do this. I mean, they are better, don't get me wrong on that, but for a long time before I bought my Conso there, that's my first machine, I went to Walmart and bought just a plain Jane sewing machine, and I got one that had the highest setting on when you set it to get the needle furthest apart. So when you crank it all the way up, it makes the stitches, you want your stitches to be, you know, pretty wide. What I mean by that, to the next space, you know, as it drops in the hole. So I just kind of, there's some on display there, and just nothing special to it. Just a plain machine. I'll try to see if I can. I don't even know if I still got it up in my attic, but I'll see if I can't find it, and so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. But you don't need a fancy schmancy machine to do this stuff.
That's fancy. That's fancy.
And I was sewing, you know, any vinyl car. I did a bunch of car seats with it, so the vinyl sewed really good. The piping I made with it, welting, piping, whatever you guys, what have you. Also, there's another subscriber on my channel. It's RN RV Chronicles. He always chimes in on my videos. He's a super guy. He has a Sailrite machine, but he'll probably chime in on this video. You guys will see it'll say RN RV Chronicles. Just ask him. He uses a Sailrite, and if you guys want to ask him some questions about that, he likes it and everything. He recently done a bike seat after he got some inspiration off one of my motorcycle seats there. So when he chimes in there, ask him, you know, what he paid for it, how he likes it. If you guys are interested in doing something, you know, stuff like this at home, you know, you don't need these things here. You know, you can find them used. I think I found them anywhere from maybe $500 to $700 used on the consos and stuff. But they're out there. You could find them. But if you're not going to do it every day, why? You know, it is nice with the table and everything, and you can build you a little section there, you know, to handle where your material's going, and a little, if you got a garage or something you want to do it in. But you could just get one of them Sailrites or one of those Walmart machines and do it right on a little unfoldable table in your house, and not have to go through all this and pack it up when you're done and until the next one, you know. So
all done. But
yeah, he'll chime in there when he does. Just if you guys got some questions for him, I'm sure he'll answer whatever you guys you know, what I ask him there. I'm going to go ahead and get this. Like I said, I'm going to glue this down to this back, and I'm going to take it over to another shop and do a little grinding on it. I'll probably bring you in towards the end of it there. I'm not going to show all of it. There's just, you know, we've done it 100 times, but when I get it shaped to where I'm close to being where I want to be at, I'll bring you guys back in there. We'll finish it up, and then we'll come in here and start making these covers. All right, be back shortly. Okay, I went ahead, and those that ain't familiar with how I cut my little areas where your notches out, just put a line there and fold it over, clip it, and you got a nice little notch there for where you line it up with your next pattern.
Wow!
But okay, I cut these out. These are all the bottom ones we was talking about for the stapling areas, and these two will sew together. That'll sew together down here, and then you got a front and a back that'll kind of sew with the top cover and into this stuff on both ends. So we'll get to that when we get to that. All right, those are those patterns there. I'm gonna go ahead and put out I think I'm gonna use the 1/4-inch foam, because I just think it'll turn out better with it, because it's a smaller seat. There's not much area on it, so I don't want to fill it with too much foam and then, you know, poof it out.
So fluffy.
You know what I mean? So I want it to look good when it's done. So I'm just afraid the 1/2 inch may be too much. So this will all still look good. It'll all still feel good. I mean, it's getting another 1/4 inch of foam, so anything that you add is going to feel better. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay that out. Trying to think how to do this, because let me lay this part out, and I'll bring you guys back once I measure out. What we're gonna do is, let me show you real quick. I'm gonna show you too on camera, but I'm gonna go ahead and measure this out, and I'm gonna cut out a piece that we're gonna stick to that, and then we're gonna go ahead and mark it all out for our diamond pattern, and we're gonna sew it into it, and then we'll be able to mark out how we want it to be laid out, and we'll cut that out, and then we'll put our belt in the center of it and sew it all in. So give me a few, and I'm gonna set it up and I'll bring you back. I gotta clean my gun out. I think it's just in that tip. All right, I got this piece cut out. This is the bluish teal. This will have our diamond pattern in it, and then we'll cut it in half and put our belt in the middle, just like we did that red one. Now that I put this the wrong way. Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna let this set up a few. I'm gonna go ahead and I I don't even think that's right. No, I think I had it right. Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna cut this out and mark out our pattern, and then I'll bring you guys back over to the sewing machine, and we'll go ahead and sew all that in and get ready to make the part for the belt. Be back in a few. Okay, as you see, I just took my rule and went that way and that way, started in each corner and took it both ways, and that's it. I am gonna start a new bobbin on this. So let me get this going here. And I got my thread set to the, not all the way up. Oop, I still gotta hold that, dang on it. But number 9, I got up to 10 is the settings. So I need to do something with that. Well, I should have started it without my thread and this needle first. What I should have done, just so it got going good. I think it's good now. Yeah, we're good now. Cut that little piece off. Not that it's gonna hurt anything, but. This thing is so much smoother and quieter now with that new setup. And that, the one that was on here, that reliable brushless motor, and things ain't cheap. So for 70, 80 bucks or whatever that was, that motor cost, well worth it. And once again, I'm sewing with my with the welding foot on, just in case you're curious. Like I said, sometimes I change them out and put a flat one on it, but as long as you watch your needle, where the needle's dropping, with the line, and just, you know, stay on that line, you can pretty much sew with whatever you're comfortable with. That one's done. I'm not sure where that bottom bobbin is as far as thread goes on it. Hope I don't run out in the middle of this. Yeah, we matched this color with her bike, and it's pretty much right on the money. It's got like these little designs in it, so it's kind of like this color's in it, and there's other little colors in it too. I don't know if I'll be using this clear down to these corners, but you never know. So might as well finish off the whole design. I'm knocking stuff over. I pulled that again. I think something's cutting it up here, to tell you the truth. It was doing this in the last video too. I don't know if I got something hanging up on my, I'm not sure. Nevertheless, I'm gonna go ahead and rethread this. Oh, there it goes. I'm gonna go ahead and, yeah, see, that's something going on in there, guys. Let me pull that bottom bobbin out. Something's going on in there. It's like hung up. I'll finish sewing them last few lines there, and then I'll bring you guys back over there and we'll put the belt in. Okay, what I've done here was I put a line right down in the middle here, and then I sewed just on each side of it and all the way around the perimeter to lock all the threads in. So now what we'll do is we'll take our scissors and we'll cut right in the middle of that. Nothing will come loose now. So we'll have both of our outsides of the middle of the belt, if you get what I'm saying. So now that's all safe until we make our belt and sew it into the middle, and then we'll take our top seat pattern and we'll put it on top of that, and we'll trace it all out, and then we'll sew around that whole thing, then we'll cut it out, and that'll be our pattern for where the main seating is. So let me, I'm gonna go ahead and make what I'm gonna do is, just so you know, I think I had a piece. Yep, I think it's long enough, yeah. All right, so here's basically how we're gonna do this. If you didn't watch the other one, I'm gonna make it probably, let's see here, that's 3-inch. We can probably go with a 2-inch belt, 2 or 2 1/8. That'll be all right. We don't need a huge one. Yeah, we'll make it about 2, 2 1/4, and then we'll go ahead and put our rings in it and get all that done, and then we'll proceed to putting the back side to it, because we're going to put blue on the back, so when you see through it, there'll be blue. Okay, I'm going to show you guys what I kind of done here. So this is going to be our back strip once we put our eyelets in. I kind of went off of this, the old thing here. This one's over to the left because I was going to go there first, and I decided to do it because this was a little off when whoever made this for the seat. So I just went off of the centers here, and I'm going to do it different on here. I lined it up with my notches. So these three are correct. This one's not, but I went ahead and made it correct on here. So anyways, what we're going to do now is we're going to take our block. We're going to put our holes in this. And this is cool because it's got a little poker in it, so I can get it right in the middle. Did I not get that one good enough? That's good. Okay, now we put our eyelet down. We put our material over that. And this is, by the way, I had to make this in the video that I made the other one in because my machine that originally does these broke on the first use. Didn't even get to use it once. The casting broke, and it was like a $200 machine, close to $300. What am I saying? So I made all this on my lathe and these can interchange. The dies and stuff can interchange on this. So basically now, better tighten that up. So that's got a little dimple in it. It just goes on the center of that. And just lightly tap. You can always go back a little bit, and you're looking for tightness on the material. It needs a little bit more. I don't want to go too much because it'll deform the button. You don't want that. You just want it tight against it. That's perfect. And with a bigger hammer and this all being solid, you can easily do that. So just got to be careful. And this has a bevel on it. You want the bevel up. You can kind of hear when it gets solid and feel it a little bit, and then just check it. Yep. Yeah, because you don't want no loose ones on there, because then it's going to look bad on the seat. You don't want them too loose, and you don't want them too tight. Just enough. Just a little bit more on that one. About had it. Let me turn that around that way. Did I already? No, it's good. You don't get too much. A little bit more. Yeah, the key is getting that thing centered. Good. Okay, there's our, I'll move it out of the way in a second. So here's our cover. Now, what we want to do is, and what we'll do once we get our back blue thing on it, we'll set this over the top of it, and then I'll draw it out, and then we'll sew that around that and cut it out, and that'll be our cover for this part, because we're not altering this at all down in here. This part here we're gonna raise up a little bit. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot a little bit of glue in here. I'm going to shoot a little bit of glue on the edges of this. We'll fold these over, and then we'll put this on top like this. And then once we get it done, it'll look like that. You'll be able to see blue through it. That's pretty cool. All right, I'm going to try to do this without getting the air compressor on. I got a little bit of air in the lines. Let's see what we can do. Okay, first thing, that thing's kind of high. Get that stuck down first. Let that set up a minute. Actually, I'll go ahead and glue this on here, and I'll bring you back when we're at the machine. Yeah, actually, at the last part we was talking about, guess what? The camera died again. I don't know what's going on with them batteries, guys. I'm gonna have to call GoPro and ask them what the deal is there. I've bought their batteries. I've bought aftermarket batteries. None of them. And they do it in all my GoPros, so it ain't the camera. And I don't know. But yeah, I'll get this glued. I'll bring you back when we're over there, because we need to put two. We're gonna top sew on the inside of this with the green, blue, green, whatever color that is. So give me a few. Okay, guys, we got it all glued in. You can see in there. I just glued it to the back there. Now what I'm going to do is I already top sewed the blue. I'm going to top sew on the black now, just so that doesn't move nowhere when you're, how do I want to do this? Let's go this way so I can go off I'm going off the edge of this foot here where they both meet. That's something you'll have to see on, on your machine, which part to follow. You know what I mean? Because the feet's going to be, they're going to have a different meet point. I'm just trying to go careful here. I got that camera set up on the back side there. I don't want to hit it. I set my needle positioner, all my perimeters, so I got it on now. It's working. I just had to change the orientation. Wasn't no big deal.
No biggie.
So, all right, let's go ahead and put this last one on here. And by the way, I don't know when that camera cut off, but the problem that the machine was having, if you didn't watch the other video, you won't know, but the bobbin case, it's got a little lever on it, and if you don't latch it good, it will grab. It like grabs the thread, and it makes it hard for the. See how that goes down on its own? It'll grab the thread part, and then you got an issue. Okay, there it is, sewed up. Looks really good. Now that's the top there. Now what we'll do is we'll take we'll go back over there, we'll put our pattern over the top, we'll mark it out with the chalk, and then we'll come back here and we'll sew around that whole thing, and then we'll cut it out. So let me get it drawn out and cut out, and then I'll bring you back to the sewing machine in a few. Okay, got it drawn out. Now what we're gonna do is just sew right on that chalk line. We're gonna sew right on it. So we can just cut to the outside of it. And this will lock in any of our, I'm gonna back lock stitch that too. So when we cut this out, right to the outside of that, none of those stitches will come apart in our diamonds. By the way, I turned that needle position off again because I want to be able to control this. That's a good thing about that thing. You can cut it on and off when you want, and by just the press of a button. So it's pretty cool. Okay. I really don't have to go into this black, but I'm going to do it anyways, just for the heck of it. I gave it a little more room too, just so we have some extra. So when I sew it, we won't have no issues. You know, our outer part to it, which will be black. Yeah, it's doing it again. Yeah, I don't know what's catching that. You know, I can't remember, but a long time ago it was doing that to me, and I think it's I could have swore it was that. Yeah, it just bundles up right here. If anybody's watching that's familiar with this, please jot it down in the comments, because I can't see what it does. It only does it. You know, that FAP was doing this kind of a thing, and it ended up being the timing of the machine. If you guys remember right, I had to retime that whole thing, and now it's like a champ. This may need the same type of thing, so I'll have to look into that. But anyways, so now what we'll do is we'll take our scissors and we'll cut just to the outside of that thread. Just to, I mean, right. You don't want to cut into the thread, but you want to. I'm going to cut out one side, and then I'll do the other part off camera, just so we're not wasting. That way you guys can see what I'm doing. This is a time-consuming cover. Okay, there's the one side. So we'll cut out that side over there, and we're ready. This part's ready for, you know, for our sides to be sewed onto it. All right, let me get that cut out, and I'll bring you back when we're on to the next part. All right, guys, slight change of plans. I went ahead and took the foam back off.
Why did you do that?
I spoke with her yesterday after I did that, and that was the plan, to keep her, you know, from scooting back. But she's kind of tall. What happens is on the bike is when she's riding on it, she likes to hop up on here a little bit as her feet get a little uncomfortable. So that being the way I did it would have probably made it more uncomfortable for her. So for right now, we're going to stick with the plan, make this cover the way it is, and then later on we're going to deal with it. She's going to, I think, Bike Week in Daytona, so then we'll deal with it afterwards. I'm going to just take the cover back off and do something with this pan on the bottom here, where she actually sits down in here further without losing the comfortability of this. Because initially I was going to take this out, but if you look how thin that is. I mean, it's just super thin. It's probably, that's it. Where am I at here? you know, a good inch or so there. So if I go grinding that out, she's gonna have nothing there other than what I added, you know, the sew foam to the cover to make the pattern there. But so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and cover it so she has a nice seat on there for the bike week thing. And then when she gets back, we're gonna do that the right way. Which the way we was gonna do it's not a bad way, but her being, like I said, tall, it's she can't have both worlds basically by doing it this way, you know. She could have in all reality, but I just think that would have been up a little too high for her. It might have felt uncomfortable when she wanted to slide back on the seat, so I didn't want her being uncomfortable. So yeah, so I went ahead and got the back made and sewed on to the bottom part. We're gonna go ahead and make the put our side pieces on the back right now. I'm gonna get set up on the machine over there. I'll bring you guys back here in a second and we'll sew this thing together and get it stapled onto the seat. Give me a few. Okay, I went ahead and sewed the first side on just so I can get all my settings on there so we don't have to do that all. It really was nothing. I took this down to 6 on the inside and then I put it back up to 9 for the outside stitch. Getting ready to do it again so you guys can see it. What that does is gives me a closer stitch when I'm putting it to the material, and then on the outside stitch I want them further apart. So, and that's something you can play with, like I was saying earlier. If you go get you like a, you know, a regular little sewing machine from Walmart or somewhere, if you're wanting to mess around with this without spending the money on an industrial machine, you could do the same thing on that. And I was saying, or I'm sorry, so what you'll want to do if you, I'm actually going to put that on 7. Go with the biggest needle you can get for that machine and the widest span on your top sews, and then you know, bring them down a little bit on your when you're putting material together. It just keeps them together stronger. I think I've said that before in other videos too, and if you watch other people's videos you'll notice that too. They do the same thing. But man, I can't believe how much quieter this machine is from just doing that little motor thing. It's unbelievable, really. It's like it's just it's hard to explain. It's like it's so quiet and you don't feel anything. It's just so smooth. It's unreal how much things can make a difference, you know.
I think it's the little things that count.
I had another mark over here. I don't know, must have wiped it off. I think it was right here by this little thread, but I know as long as I get this, I got that caught up in that light. Yeah, you can take this thing so slow now. It's really nice, it really is. I mean, for the money, you just can't beat it, you know? Okay, I'm gonna turn that up before I forget it. Yeah, see, on this setting 9 is probably about what you're gonna get out of like a Walmart machine. But this one goes up to 10, which is kind of far, or, you know, stretched out. That's more if you're using like a lot thicker materials, like on some home furniture. Well, you do it on like car stuff too, but I'm just saying you see that a lot more on that kind of stuff than you do like on this. And if you go with different colors of thread, it really makes it stand out and pop because you can see them more. You know, the wider the stitch, the more you're gonna see. Like, makes it a lot cooler looking. I'm doing the top stitch now, so all I'm doing here is just keeping this backside, see if that camera can get it, this backside flat against that material, and then just sewing right over top of it. And I'm trying to keep it nice and flat on the top side here as I'm doing it. And then once we get it on the seat and stapled and all stretched out and we steam it, any little imperfection we can work out of it. Like if there's a little knot in it or something from the back side of the material, that steamer will soften it up and help it lay a lot better. And you don't want to pull too much because then you're going to get a separating look. So just enough to where it's flat and clean looking, and then go with it. See here in the corners you'll get a little bit of bunching up, so you want to try to smooth them out a little bit, you know, the backside stuff. But like I said, once we do the steamer, because we're going over a lot of material there, we got the stuff we top sewed there and this, so it's, you know, quite a bit of stuff there. There's a little lump here I'm trying to push down. Try to get this over here. It's going to be hard to see that on camera, the rest of this, because I'm kind of enclosed here, but you get the point. Okay, sorry about that. I moved that camera again. I need to put that somewhere a little bit better where I'm not going to knock into it and make it distort like that. All right, so we got both of those on. Now what we want to do is, let me go grab, I think we put the back one on it, and then we can sew the bottom two pieces together and sew that around it. I already got the front piece on that goes across the front of it. Yeah, we'll have to sew those together. This one here, yeah, I had that all marked out. Now Now they're all gone. Well, actually, there's one. I know how it goes. As long as we get that other part in the middle, we'll get it. Yeah, and you got to watch yourself. You can pull on one of these too much and lose your mark. So you got to remember to kind of watch ahead where you think it's going to fall. See, my mark's right here. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. And then my notch is right there. So I got to try to, I just lift my leg up and try to move that around a little bit. And then it fell right in it there. And these, got to come over just a hair so that can fall in the middle. See how I just kind of pulled it around a little bit before the happening. And that one meets with this one. And the nice thing about being able to go slow is you could really take your time on these, you know, your churns and pull it around where you need it. Let me drop that needle. I got my positioner off again because I wanted to be able to control this where I want to stop it. Like I said before, that's the good benefit of having that feature to turn it on and off. You can cut it on and shut it off whenever you want. Okay. All right. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and top sew this back one. Let's go ahead and put these together real quick. We'll do that on camera. And then I'm gonna sew this on. It's gonna be the same old thing. I'll sew this on, and then I'll bring you guys back when we're stapling it on the thing. I'm gonna go ahead and top sew those two, just so they're stronger. I always do. You don't have to, but I do it just so it's stronger. Not that it's gonna come apart. I mean, you got it under the seat with staples and everything else, but you never know. I just do it because people take the seat off to work on the bikes and they look under the seat and it just looks a little better if people see it, you know what I mean? I'm always concerned about somebody looking at it. So, I don't know if that's good or bad. And these, I'm just gonna do one single top stitch. I'll just fold that over like that and hit it once. All right, let's do one more here. And let's see, which way did we go here? So that's going that way, okay. I'm just keeping them both folding over the same way. So in other words, I don't want this one going that way and that one going that way. Just keep them both the same orientation. Just not that that really matters either, underneath the seat. On the outside it would, because then you're gonna see it. You know, one's going the wrong way and one's going that way. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and top sew that back, or yeah, the piece we just put on. And then I'm gonna sew this on real quick. And then I'll set you guys back up over there. We're stapling. Be back shortly. All right, guys, let's get this thing stapled up. Let's see if I can find the right staples here. I know I had these open. Maybe not. These might be oh, I just opened that completely the wrong way. Yeah, I think these are that's for my other gun. No, that ain't them. Here they are, I think. See if I can't mess these up too. I got this compressor air just in the line, so hopefully we don't need to cut it on. All right, so I got this all sewed on. I got it all top sewed. All right, sorry about that, guys. The SD card got full, not the battery that time. All right, so we got all that done. I was just showing you guys that I even top stitched the bottom just for more strength. I got it wrapped around the seat. So what we're gonna do, I kind of just got it like centered up, you know what I mean? Where it looks the best. And then we'll flip it around and we're gonna start probably right in here somewhere. We'll pull these in. I'm gonna pull that like right into there. Try to get this where I can get my stapler ready. About right in there somewhere. Get that one in there. And I'm pulling and towards the front a little because to get that curve where it's sitting right here in the seat. Ah, I lost it. This is hard on the hands, by the way. I've said it before. And as we get it to relax some and pull it in nice, let's try to get some right in here somewhere. And try to pull it and massage it at the same time. Let me try to get some of these pulled in. I'm only trying to put a couple at a time for now. That way if we have to pull any out to readjust, we're not pulling 10,000 of them out. That's looking good. Let's go ahead and put some over here. There was another SD card. Pull this in. That's the bad part about trying to use several cameras. It's really hard. Let me get this in a little bit. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, we're starting to get it. Yeah, and then once we steam too, we're gonna relax it some more. And I'm trying to work it in as we're doing it. See, these got to come back out, or actually, yeah, let me pull these out. That's the reason right there. You don't want to put too many in there because we don't know what we got to shift around. Okay, see, I'd already relaxed that one. Let me try to get this one pulled in a little bit better. It's kind of hard to hold it and do it at the same time, you know. I may have to pull them two out too. Yeah, I think so. I probably should have started with this up here because it looks like I got to pull. I might have to take these out. Well, I didn't want that to happen. There we go. Okay. Try to get this where I want it here. And even. You want it even on both sides. I think I left a piece in here yet. Oh, that's because I hit that right on the... And I ain't got no side cuts. Alright, so we don't waste all this. I'm going to go through and staple these down. I got to pull this staple out. I'm cutting myself. I'll bring you guys back when we're steaming. Alright guys, I'll show you here. I literally just pulled them ones out and pulled it a little bit more to that one side. And I steamed it before I pulled it to soften it some. And it went right to where it needed to go. I probably should have steamed it to begin with. I was just trying to do it without. I'll show you guys here in a second. Get this to relax a little bit more. Yeah, like I was saying before with the shark, I think that's all they're called is the shark steamers, whatever. They're hot, don't get me wrong, but these are much hotter, but they work great. Let me tell you, I used them for a long time before I got this because I just really didn't want to justify spending the money on this thing. But man, when I did, I was like, why didn't I do that sooner? Because they're very expensive. They're not cheap. These, even the shark ones, are pretty pricey. So let me show you the bottom of this real quick. Yeah. So basically, I pulled them ones out, got it to relax, and that was it. Went right together nicely. Yeah, looks pretty cool. Turned out pretty sweet. I'm gonna keep steaming it for a little bit, but that's it for this one, guys. Like I said. Stuff you want to see, please jot it down there in the comments. Once again, thank you so much for all the like, shares, subscribes that you guys do. I wish I had more of it, but hopefully it comes one day. Got a lot of cool videos coming up here soon. I'm not going to spill the beans, but please stay tuned in and to not miss them. There's some really cool things coming up. I got another door one coming out for some people that asked for a little slower version of the door install, and it's an uninsulated one, so that's coming out next, and then we'll probably post this one here, and then I got some pretty cool things coming up, so please stay tuned. Thank you so much, guys. Till the next one.